When we write, when we speak and say business is not about having monetary capital, but business is an idea, which you can just say, I think there are a lot of potholes.
If you want to be an engineer, you read books on engineering. If you want to succeed in entrepreneurship, you need to read books on entrepreneurship. And those books, maybe now, they can now be found in schools and everything. But the last time I checked,
They're not there.
They are not there.
So even Christianity, how you can improve your relationship with God, it's there in the books.
It's in the books. They're in the books.
Even how you pray. Some people, they just pray. How you pray, how you even eat, how you maintain your body.
Yeah.
So to me, we are the same.
Most of our economies are just Vuka economy. Things can just change.
Can change anytime.
Anytime. That also affects the whole lot. Then our educational systems, they are not relevant
To entrepreneurship.
to our environment.
Exactly.
Yeah, to our environments.
I was reading a book which is called Strong Daughters, Strong Fathers. So it was saying phones are supposed to be controlled. And don't ever let your daughter have a phone or a TV in her own room. And I'm like, wow, there's a big screen.
Yeah. I think also the information that we consume at times is not proper. You want to read Zig Ziglar and not read Jerry.
You want to read Ralph, you want to read Brian Tracy.
But Zig Ziglar will tell you that I was so broke, I was staying in my car.
And he having a car.
Having a car is not broke. It's not.
Oh. Greetings, Africa. My name is Jerry Nyazungu. Welcome to the Chartered Vendor Podcast, where we talk about everything entrepreneurship, sales, and business. So, like I promised, we will be bringing a lot of guests, business people mostly, to discuss business across Africa. So today I'm so excited because I've got Mr. Jonathan Ralph Kadurira. He's the CEO of Springtide Group.
Yes.
He's also an award winner. He was, I think, 2021. He was, what's called the awards?
The 10 outstanding young persons.
10 outstanding young persons of
for
the year
from JCI.
JCI.
Yeah.
And I was also part of that group as well. And he's also an author of 6 books. I've read some of his books. And he's also called Mr. Purpose. He also hosts a show called The Mesh, and it's the one, I think that was one of the first platform which gave me a chance to speak. So welcome, Mr. Kadurira.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. J.
Yes. So tell us, who is Mr. Jonathan?
Basically, more or less what you've just said, and thank you for the warm and kind introduction.
Yeah.
But I'm a husband.
Yeah. When did you get married?
I'm a husband. That's it's recently. It's been a few weeks.
Okay.
So I'm trying to actually start to say I'm a husband. That's the first thing.
Good.
I'm a husband, and I think my wife will be proud.
That's good.
But I'm also a purposeful living advocate. I believe and I preach the message of purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I believe each and every one of us, everywhere, we're created by purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose.
Okay.
So in all that I do, business, whatever that I do, speaking, writing, all culminates to the message of purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, because you're young, you're doing business, you're doing a lot of things, talk shows, writing, business. People might want to know, what was your background like? Did you just already came from a privileged family whereby everything was there? Because we also want to talk to these young people. As business people, we experience stress, we experience a lot of things. So what was your background like? How did you found your company? When was it?
Okay. So first and foremost, mine, I would not say was a privileged background.
Exactly.
I lost my dad when I was in grade 4. So I basically grew up with my mom and my little sister. And so, you're a deputy parent.
Exactly.
And, my mom, where she comes from, Umanyika.
You're from Manicaland. Where?
She's from Manicaland.
She's
Well,
from
we are
Mani-
all.
oh, she's from
Yeah.
Manicaland. Where?
It's Ususukwedu Kwatsape. I come from Rusape, but history traces us back to Mtoko.
Good.
But we know Rusape as our homestead. Then my mom comes from Mtambara.
Nedziwa. Kwana professor.
Hey, that's where she comes from. So, if you say, actually, those people, they're not lenient.
Exactly.
When they're tough. They're tough in the upbringing of their children. So that was me growing up. I basically grew up in Harare. I was born, bred in Harare, had my primary education in Harare, in Waterfalls, my high school as well in Waterfalls. And then I went to HIT, Harare Institute of Technology, where I did IT, by the way.
You did IT?
Though there's no trace of any IT, in my life. And,
Serious?
But I was at HIT. And it was then, so at HIT, there's I don't know if it's still there. When I was there was a module called Technopreneurship.
Okay.
I think it revolutionized the way I started to see life.
Okay.
Because I remember I registered my first company when I was in college.
Wow.
And then I think I was also working for because when I went for vacation, part one, part two. When I went for vacation, I joined a telecoms company here in Zimbabwe, and then they were now launching their voice products. So I got into that sales team and started selling all those things, and from there I then even started selling services at school, because I remember one of the days. Those were the days when we still had, those Blackberries. Almost everyone who had a smartphone had a Blackberry.
A Blackberry, yeah.
And there was an issue with the Blackberry because the browser would not work here in Zim.
Exactly.
So you had to get it fixed, software-wise. So I had one, and I remember I went into town at Zimpost. The guys, and they charged me $5. And I said $5. A college student.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. $5. So I was with a friend of mine, a college mate of mine, and we just looked at each other and said, you know what? I'm doing IT. I can't be paying $5 for someone to fix my phone software issues. By the end of that day, we now knew how people. It was just a service book that we just delete and put another one. It would take less than 30 seconds. So I started doing that for students at college, and I would get money. I don't think I really got so much money. I would never really ask my mom for money, for my upkeep in college, because I would do all these things, and I think basically that's what ushered me into the entrepreneurship space, and especially the modules that I was learning, and the activities that I was now doing. And also the exposure that I was getting at the telecoms company, because I was part-time. So, the bosses there would just create leads, and then you just go and close the sale. So interaction, that's how I realized, they're a company, they're gatekeepers. You have to really know how to talk with the security guard first.
Exactly.
And then the receptionist, and then the PA. So that also then had me to know how to to sell for various products or services in different organizations. So from then on, I think one of the other things also I lagged, which I always say, I lagged career guidance, and I think that's why also I'm also passionate about talking to young people, especially on purpose, because I lagged it. When we were in high school, we were being told I was doing sciences. And then we were told, no, accounting, accountants, they're making money.
It was all about
money.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah, so
Accountants, doctor.
So I had to change.
Serious?
I had to change going to, O-level, I was doing sciences. But going to A-level, I had to convince the headmaster to say, give me commercial subjects. I want to
make money.
And then I did accounting at A-level. I had never done it.
Serious?
Oh, I regret. Because that's when I flanked.
Exactly,
Especially I was doing accounting and geography, I think, management of business and accounting. I think I should have had a 0 in accounting, I think. and then I got saved by the other
The
subjects. So after those 2 years, now the IT was now the thing. Now IT
Because
is
it
the
was,
thing.
yeah.
Now for me to go to IT now,
We didn't do science.
I was supposed not to have done all those sciences that I dropped in LF. So now fortunate enough, I got someone who told me, no, go and do a year at a polytech, and then you use your A-level results and your certification from the poly to enroll in the university. That's the path I took. And when I was now doing IT, I realized, no, this is not my
suit
thing.
for you.
Yeah, because even in when I was in college, I gave myself, I remember I used to laugh at, I gave myself 3 years to say I think I'll work for someone for a maximum of 3 years. And of which it ended up just being a year, you know.
Okay.
After college, I never really then had to, get into formal employment. I just used the 2 years, you do 1 year when you are in college, attachment, and I did another year to just learn, the basic, etiquette. How do you conduct a meeting? How do you do all that? And then I just started off doing my things. So from then on, yeah, that basically that's me now.
Okay. So you for the year, where did you work? You worked in which position?
Or do I have to mention the
the cabinet. No, what were you doing? Because
okay,
I want to see the switch from.
So I did. So in the first year, I was on attachment. Okay. So it was basically IT.
It was basically IT.
Basically IT.
After
stuff.
that, now.
After that, then I went into sales.
That's when you're selling.
And that's where we're now selling. That telecoms company was launching their voice products. So I joined the sales and marketing team, and so you are selling, but you have to have the technical expertise to be explaining the jargon and everything like that. So I was coming in from that IT space. At times you are forced also to then fix certain or to fix certain gadgets or whatever for the people that you would have sold stuff for. And so that was basically my role. Other than that, there's nothing else that I did in the corporate space.
Then after that, how did you start your business?
So what I did was I went to a youth camp. So this is the transition.
Yeah.
Remember, I had registered a company.
Exactly.
Springtide.
Yeah.
How I came up with that name, I don't remember. But that was and it was just there.
I was about to ask about it.
I don't remember how it came out. But the thinking then was, it was initially, the initial name of it was Springtide Morphos. Morphos was, when you're in college, you want to find this mouthful.
Exactly.
Where then Morphos was, so the idea was, we want to build something that can, change lives. So Morphos, that was, that I think that was the thinking then. So that company was there. But when I went to this other youth camp, I started to seeing these young guys who were training us, team building, strategy and all that stuff. I fell in love with that. And I said, you know what, I'll do this. So I'm a Christian, and I was, from a young age, from around 12, 13, 14 actually, I got into committees. I started being involved in international and interdenominational youth movements. So from a young age, so speaking and everything else was not a problem for me. So, and standing in front of people,
you're used to that.
I was used to that. So I said I would want to do this. So with a friend of mine, we started doing trainings. We were not qualified. He was a production engineer. There I was coming from IT space, and then said, let's do it. So we started off. Till now I still do trainings.
I have noticed.
Till now I do trainings, but what has prompted me now to continue in that space is no longer what I did, but is what I've done and to who I've done it. The clients that I've worked with sort of like solidify the CV. So that's how I started into it. I started reading. You know, I love to read. I love to read.
Great.
So from reading now, I would read stuff, and you know, when you go there, you challenge minds. You know, you do all this, you speak. When it comes to I would read stuff, and then I'll just go there. I'm an expert now from how I will then be doing the things. So basically we started off with that. And then just before COVID, we're sitting in the office with my friend. I said, but remember that company Springtide? That sounds like a cleaning stuff, you know. A Springtide.
Okay. Before Springtide, what type of trainings were you offering?
Mainly
initially when you started, and now what trainings are you now offering? So that they can also hear some of the companies, they want to be trained.
Definitely. So what we started off with was team building.
Team building.
Yes.
So you can know team building.
Team building is
so all
like,
this time I'm because companies, they do come to me and they say, Jerry, you want team building? Then I say, I don't do team building. Yeah.
Please call me. Team building, that's what I started off doing.
Serious?
And I love team building because it got me into, you know, places that I never imagined I would get into. I remember this one other company, we took the whole entire company, the whole team. They have 3 divisions. So one of the divisions, we took the whole nation for a team. I think we had close to 200 people, 200 employees of them.
Wow.
But
how did you get? Tell me. You said you guys are not qualified, because we want to tell these people. You see, sometimes when we write, when we speak and say business is not about having monetary capital, but business is an idea which you can just say. I think there are a lot of potholes. If you ever noticed, there's a video which I saw whereby there was a lot of water. So this guy would charge people. It was raining, so he would charge people to get into the bucket, and they'll cross. Then he would bring back the bucket, and that's entrepreneurship for you. Exactly. It's just an idea. So the question is, will you, without a qualification for that, you're not qualified to train? How did you approach and say, I think this can make us money? And where did you get the guts? Because there are people who are at home, brilliant people, intelligent people, but they're saying, there's nothing to do. I'm waiting for capital. I'm waiting for a bank. I'm waiting for people to give me money so that I can start something.
You know how we started off? I remember that company that I was telling you about. How we initially got the deal. We were actually called. You know, the way you know, these big companies don't just make a decision to say we want to go with this one.
Exactly.
We went for interviews. You know, would interact with the teams and everything. So, like I mentioned, I've been mentioned that I was reading.
Exactly.
I didn't go to school to learn that.
Okay.
No, I was not.
But we were reading from.
But I was
books.
Reading from your books.
Why
African business?
Then you say take an idea,
and then I'm taking it. I'm filling my mind with information, and then basic, you know, confidence to just say I can do it, right? And then I started offering. You know, some of the first jobs were pro bono. Just said, I do this. Let me train you. We record videos. We do all this. Today, especially when it comes to team building, I think it then comes down to what you then have to say, and I have the programs that you have to do. But in terms of just the activities alone, YouTube is awash of those of those activities. But it then comes to the substance.
The substance, exactly.
I think that then can be your selling point. The substance that you're then getting to offer, and how you can also read the room, how you can read the employees, and how then you can also say, I think this approach doesn't work on these people, this approach works with these people. So we just started off doing pro bono. After pro bono, we're now doing this. We now had a portfolio, in other words, to say we've done this.
You've done this for so and so. You now had referrals.
I now had referrals. So that alone, people now ask, who else have you done these things for?
Then you say,
And then said, I've done this for so and so. And at times I would mention companies of companies of my colleagues,
your friends,
where I've never actually done any team building. I'll just say, if they call you,
say I've done it.
I say I've done it, because I still can defend myself in that area. I'm not selling something that I can't do.
But you don't have the referrals.
I don't have the much referrals. Yeah, you want. I've done one or two or three, but you would put 10 or so. Say, I've done this for this and this and this and this, and when they would call, people would endorse. Say, yeah, we've done so and stuff, and I would make videos, post them online, and they would see. Oh, you were doing this for this company. Oh, yeah, we're doing this for this company. I said, yeah. So that's how I then got into the space. Even during COVID, we were doing trainings online.
Okay.
Doing trainings online, and training. You are in the space. Training is sweet money. It's just 1 hour, 2 hours.
1 hour, 2 hours, you're done.
Yeah, and you are now getting your
money.
Your money. So, but what my colleague, what we emphasized, or what we buttressed was the essence of substance. We had to read stuff.
Exactly.
We had to read, we had to research. Because if you're training someone who's in the corporate space, I didn't spend so much time in the corporate space. But I'm trying to think how they are going to be seeing me and what's their expectations. So from there, I would then,
you should be knowing your stuff.
Yeah, that's how I would lay out my work.
Yeah, so I've met many people who say, because you're saying you're reading, and I've noticed that most of the people, they don't want to read. And I've told many people that sometimes the stuff which I will be training you, I'm just charging you for your not for you, because you're not reading.
You're not reading, yeah.
So because all the secrets, I think what even the education system, I think it was designed in such a way that the information which you get in school, or the books which you read in school, and the books which are there in bookstores, books which are written by Brian Tracy, you talk of your Zig Ziglars, and all these authors who are in this world, the information is different. So what do you say to someone who doesn't want to read? We are authors ourselves. We know, I know that if I get your book today, what I'll be looking for, it's $1 million. I can get it probably from one paragraph. And I tell you, personally, I've now changed even my mindset. Even doing debates, writing about stuff. Sometimes if we're readers, we can agree.
Yeah.
But if you have someone who doesn't read, who just went to school, did their masters, they're non-readers, what do you have to say about reading to these people?
So reading, first of all, I always say you are exposing your mind to a lot of things. And when you expose your mind to information, your mind will never shrink back to come to its former position. The more you read, the more your mind expands. And much of the stuff, not because I'm an author, but I'll give you an example of the book Unlock Your Why. It took me 4 years actually. I think, the funny thing, I think years back I had a book that I wrote in 4 days. I had a book that I wrote in 3 months. This one took me 4 years. But not only that, I had about 21 interviews for me to come with the stuff that I put into the book. And so what you are gaining is stuff that has taken 4 years. If you're a fast reader, if you can read this and understand it well, maybe in a week.
In a week you'll be done.
So you're taking in stuff that
someone is prepared for 4 years.
Someone is prepared. Research that I have done, in the 4 years. Interviews that I have done.
And you lived
experiences that I've put into this book that can not only inspire you but also inform you. So you can actually do this by doing this. So reading is key. I don't know how else I can overemphasize this point, because when you are getting into school, we are basically reading stuff. It's basically reading stuff, stuff that certain people have written about. Every textbook has an author.
Exactly.
Every textbook has an author.
Has an
Even
author.
the math.
The method, there are authors,
There are authors,
and publishers.
The new general, mathematics.
There is someone who
was
wrote
written
it.
by ladies, actually. So those ladies had to put down. They learn certain things. They're putting it down. They're passing it over to you. So when it comes to other books, self-help, business books, whatever other genre that we can talk of, basically people are building their experiences. The science books that we have in the educational system. These are people who have done experiments and
they've done it for a long time.
And then they put it in the book, and then you learn it. Right? You learn physics. You now learn chemistry. They've done those things. They've put it in the book. Now you learn it, and then you apply it in your business, in your sciences that you're doing. It's the same concept with these other books. And if you want, I always then say this: if you want to be an engineer, you read books on engineering. If you want to succeed in entrepreneurship,
you need to read books.
You need to read books on entrepreneurship. And those books, maybe now, they can now be found in schools and everything. But the last time I checked,
they're not there.
They are not there. So, but they're all in the books. And for you to gain, I don't know for other people, I don't know you, but for me, if I'm reading a book, I've ideas that for me to then tell you that there's no link, but there's no direct link. For me, if I read, I was telling you off air to say I want all of my guys to read your Selling Like a Vendor. Because when I'm reading it, the idea that I'll get from reading the stuff that you're saying, when you're talking about when I was in Glenview and I was by that corner and I was selling this and this and this, I can get an idea that if I'm to tell someone that I got this idea when I was reading Jerry's book, there's no link, but that's something which book does to me. I don't know if
it's me. Yeah. There are times, like what you're saying, there are times when I'm driving, because sometimes because of busy schedules, I do read physical copies, but sometimes I do audios.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're driving, then there's this point which is, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. Like I was reading a book which is called Strong Daughters, Strong Fathers.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got 3 daughters.
All right. Yes.
So I say so I was reading it and like it was saying, don't let your daughter, when your daughter's got a phone, nowadays we give kids phones. Phones are now cheap. You can give everyone. Yeah. So it was saying, phones are supposed to be controlled. And don't ever let your daughter have a phone or a TV in her own room. And I'm like, wow, there's a big screen. There's a phone. And immediately, do you know what? I stopped the car.
Yeah.
And I said, honey, because I was in Zambia, I've got something which I want to tell you. Please write it down. Our daughters are not supposed to have phones, and they're not supposed to have what? TV in their rooms. Please remove that TV. They will only watch their phones whilst we are physically inspecting them. So when we go home, that's when we have family time and we give them phones.
Yes.
After that, we get our phones back.
Wow. Yeah.
But it was something which are like, when you're not reading, you never get that information, because no one will tell you, but you only know it after the future of your kids are already destroyed. But you might not know where it went wrong. But this was a doctor who she's a medical doctor, the person who wrote that book. She went through all the diseases where people get gonorrhea, herpes, HIV, and how girls were getting those kind of diseases. You trace it back to what they are watching, how they managed to get involved into those. So even Christianity, how you can improve your relationship with God, it's there in the books.
It's in the books. They're in the books.
Even how you pray. Some people, they just pray. How you pray, how you even eat, how you maintain your body.
Yes.
So to me, we are the same.
Yeah. You get so much, so much information, because basically I always tell people, someone would ask, why would I read this book? You are learning from people's experiences.
Exactly.
And if you think you're not, let's go back into school. You will still see, because I was telling someone, a friend of mine, I was telling him just recently, to say, the history that you said, I studied history. History is basically studying biographies of great people. You know,
Simple.
great people.
Simple.
You talk of Mussolini, you talk of Hitler, you talk of Lobenkula,
Robert Mugabe.
Robert
It's-
Mugabe,
it's-
you know,
it's a
Shaka
biograph,
Zulu.
yeah.
These are just biographies of great people. That's all about history.
Exactly.
So we are learning from people's experiences. So we will never run away from learning from people's experiences. You know, when you read a book, if I read your book, what took you 10 years?
You're going to
To
get
achieve,
it.
I'm going to get it because you're just telling me.
In a few minutes.
In a few minutes.
For $20.
Ah, this doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this
Exactly.
doesn't work. And then for a few dollars, for $20, you know, I have gotten insights that are so massive. So
you look at Elon Musk's biography. Have you read Elon Musk?
I haven't read it.
Please read it. It's
Yes.
635 pages.
Yeah.
But wow, you start saying, okay, fine. When you read it, I tell you, when I was reading it, you could see that I'm joking with my life.
with
What
life.
I think I'm doing, because this guy, it's a biography, because he's telling us about how he studied in South Africa, how he managed to get into America, how he has built Tesla, how he has built, even, was it PayPal? That's part of PayPal.
Yes, part of PayPal.
How he managed to get out of PayPal, how he doesn't trust boards. Everything is there. But he's a guy who is the richest person in the world. And he's giving you that information. And I bought that book at $31.
Nice. Yeah.
And I've read Steve Jobs. I don't know if you've read Steve Jobs.
I've read
It's a
Steve
biography of Steve Jobs, which are only going to get for $20-something. So, guys, we need to be readers. I think we're agreeing on that.
On that, definitely.
So have you ever thought about it? Why is it wrong to have your wife as a director in your company? Why is it wrong for you to have shares in your name? And why is it wrong to start a company in a partnership without a shareholders agreement? If you want to know about these answers, I'm hosting a seminar on the 27th of November at Mana Resort. We'll be having company owners, entrepreneurs, and senior managers to demystify why African businesses die young. You don't have to miss this. It's a must attend. 27 November at Mana Resort. See you there.
Many organizations struggle because their information is scattered. Accounts in one place, HR in another, inventory somewhere else. This creates confusion, duplication, and costly mistakes. An ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning, brings everything together. It integrates finance, HR, sales, supply chain, and operation into one connected platform. This means leaders can see the full picture of the business in real time, instead of waiting weeks for manual reports. Decisions become faster, smarter, and based on accurate data. ERP also improves efficiency. Staff spend less time chasing paperwork and more time focusing on growth. Errors drop, productivity rises. From tracking stock to paying employees on time, ERP makes sure that all departments work together instead of in silos. ERP isn't about technology alone. It's about building a well-organized business that's ready to grow.
On coming to where you're in springtime now, how the switch from training business to start saying, I think I can start a cleaning company.
So like I mentioned, just before COVID, and I think it was God, you know, because just before COVID, we were seated in the office and I said, you know,
wow,
this name sounds like a cleaning company. You know, how do people do these cleaning companies? And then we said, no, I think let's do it. And then my colleague then was like, let me think about it. Then I said, I know it's okay. I'm going for it. The next day, I then created the logo. I did that on my own. I did the logo because, you know, with designing, I always, even my books, I might not, like some of the books, I might not then be able to execute, but the picture.
You have the picture.
I have the picture. I can
By the way,
even
where do you start from? Do you start with the title or do you start with writing?
For me, it is, I think, only one of the 6 books. Only one of it. One of them had a title before I started writing.
Okay. You start with writing.
I start with writing. I just have a message. This Unlock Your Why came, I think, a week or so before I was done writing it. That's when I
Okay.
said, I think this is the title.
Okay, but with me now, we're different.
Yeah.
It's a message which is just saying,
Mhm.
okay, fine. Sometimes I start just talking about a certain subject.
Mhm.
Like this time, I was talking about how Africans, the education which we have,
Mhm.
it's wrong for Africans in terms of saying you get into a primary, you get into a secondary, or degree, etc. It's wrong for Africans.
Yeah, it's,
So I'm just getting a message which is saying miseducated Africa, miseducated Africa, miseducated Africa. Then now I've started writing.
miseducated.
Like even I was saying, why African businesses dying? Why African businesses dying? Why African? So I start with titles, then I write.
Then you write. Yeah. That's
so,
another way.
So we're different.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can continue with your Springtide.
All right. So when with Springtide, so we it just hit me, literally, just hit me when we were in the office, and I said, you know what, we started, and then that's how I started researching. How do you do this? How are these things done? And then we started off, and why I then say it's God, because trainings.
Remember, people were no longer gathering.
And we got into COVID.
And they're getting into
and
COVID.
Cleaning was then said
just booming now.
It's a
that's called an essential service.
Essential service. And then there we were, and that's how we then started. We got into it, and we started having small contracts. We started doing residential clients, a few commercial clients. That's how we then started. So after COVID, already now we had a good clientele, and for that it was easy even for us to expand into Cape Town. So
it's now also in Cape Town.
Yeah, wow. since 2023 November.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's been the journey so far in terms of cleaning. And recently now, 2 months ago, I then sat with my team and said, you know what, I think we need to diversify a little bit. So now we gave birth to Springtide Interiors.
Okay.
So I'm coming in here and I'm saying, I'm late now.
I know you can come and make improvements. I can come and make improvements.
I'm late now. So we're now doing all that. So that's been the journey into entrepreneurship space. The cleaning has been, we can still do better. You know, with us, we're always hungry. We're always hungry. So we now have those two under the Springtide group now.
Okay.
The Springtide cleaning and the Springtide interior.
Yeah. Now talk to me. You started your cleaning company. This was an area which was alien to you. If it was going to be IT, I would say yes, you had an IT background. But I'm now getting into cleaning. Tell me, what mistakes did you make? Because I like talking about mistakes. Because why? Most of the people, when they see you, Ralph is now there. They think when you have that dimension, you're now getting people like big people coming to your show. People like Natasha, people like Takwana coming to that show. They think it's simple. They think it's easy. Everyone. That's why you see someone copying. And you notice that the idea is going to flop. So the question is, what mistakes did you make whilst you're doing your entrepreneurship?
Let me share some, and then I'll share the big one. I think one of the mistakes that I did was to. I'm being vulnerable now. You know, one of the mistakes that I did is to assume things and not put things on paper.
Okay. When
doing business, to trust. To trust. It's good to trust, but they have to be a basis.
Exactly.
So that when things go south, you fall on that. So that was my first mistake in terms of the people that I was even working with. No contracts. No contracts. And the other thing was in terms of roles. There were certain roles that I had to I mixed at some point. I remember the other time the guy who was partly in charge with operations was also partly in charge of finance.
Wow.
So what would happen was they would make decisions that would make operational sense, but would not make financial
100%.
sense. Yeah, because I'll give you an example. I'll try to simplify it as much as possible. Let's say there's a cleaning job that's being done. Let's say in Hatfield, and we are based in the other side. Let's say in Southerton, and that's a close to 15-kilometer distance. And in costing that job, when the job was being costed, all those things were being factored in. And then supposedly, guys, they forget certain equipment at the workshop.
Yeah.
And they have been given enough money for that trip. It's enough, but they now need more because they are now doubling the trip.
Exactly.
And because the person who is in charge of that, is the same person, so he would quickly just say, hey,
exactly, because
here's some more money. We need to, because we really need that machine. We need that.
Interest.
We need that. So in that, you'd create a gap where mistakes can be tolerated, because we can always go back.
It's easy to sweep it under the carpet.
Yeah, we can always go back. But now, a job which was supposed to cost us $20 is now costing us $25. So if those jobs if it's one, maybe we might not see the but if they're
going to
you then say, hey, but how are we? Why
are we not making money?
Why are we not making money? What's happening?
We are working, but
no, this other job. So you then get to see some of those things. So that's defined roles, defined a job description, limits.
This is where you end.
This is your jurisdiction. This is where you start. This is where you end. Well stipulated. We would not do that. So basically, I think those are some of the mistakes that I did. And one of the biggest mistakes that I did was I got into a partnership. What I did was, what happened was I got into a mentorship program, and I had two people who were coming to me very strongly. One was coming on the end of the mesh, wanting to say, I want to partner with you. And they had brilliant ideas. And I could see where they were coming from and where they wanted us to head to. And that's another issue. And then on the Springtide part, another person came, said, we wanted to do this, and brilliant ideas, brilliant. And then they said, and then I said, you know what? I'd never valued my business, which is something that's another mistake.
Valuation,
you need to understand how much your business is worth. Yeah. So I never did that. But then I started doing it. But in doing so, I didn't do it the right way. I overvalued it because I would put personal assets, as business assets. And we got into the partnership.
A lot of money.
We started buying vans, machines, and all that. We expanded. Fast forward.
Was it in the cleaning business?
In the cleaning business. We were now well equipped. Possibly over equipped. Possibly over equipped because of our clientele and everything. But because of where we wanted to go, we really wanted to equip ourselves so that we could approach any contract really, with confidence. So because of that, later, whilst we're now doing, we realize, no, this is not a company's vehicle. This is your vehicle. So this certain things were now, it was a mismatch. And then the partners realized, no, this business was overvalued. So we might need to. So the unfortunate part was they were ruthless. They were ruthless in the sense that they now wanted to take over. Everything. And I'm saying, no, this is my baby.
This is your baby. It's your name.
Yeah, this is my baby. So the paperwork sort of like stopped the but now they're the legal base, solid legal base to take over the business. So I had to negotiate my way out, and then I had to lose everything. Totally. Said, okay, we'll take everything. You remain with your company. But because I knew the networks and the clientele that we now had, which they overlooked also on their part, because we now had a good kind. I knew that the moment they leave, the next day we are
up and running.
We are up and running, and yeah, like I had imagined, just a week after we got into this one contract that just then bought most of the equipment that we had lost. So these are some of the mistakes that, and it wasn't the first time I'd heard that you really need to go through every contract
exactly
with a legal mind.
The legal mind.
I think I'd often even taught other people the same.
Yeah.
But I was found myself in that, because now we had to go through the stuff and say no. Yeah, this is misrepresented. We can even sue you. And these are now big monies that are being talked about, and so those are some of the mistakes that I
When was that?
This happened in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not far.
Far.
This happened in 2022. So at some point in 2022, we were on zero. And thank God for the stuff that I had. They were like, they believed in me because we grew together. We grew the business together. So that's another good thing, to have people that you grow the business with.
Exactly.
So they understood, and also because of the partner and everything, the changes were so abrupt. So they were also not at ease. So when this eventually flopped, even when we were left on zero, they were okay with being left on zero, knowing that okay, we're going to suffer a little bit, but we're going to be on our feet very soon. So that also helped us to then come back. I had wonderful people. I had wonderful people that I still have some of those people.
Team,
and yeah.
And in your opinion, why do you think African business is dying? With the experience which you have now, and
there are a lot of factors, if I can put it, internal and external. Our economy is also, I'll start from the external. Our economy is, most of our economies are just Vuka economy. Things can just change.
Can change anytime.
Anytime. That also affects a whole lot. Then our educational systems are not, they are not relevant
to entrepreneurship,
to our environment.
Exactly.
Yeah, to our environments. I remember the other time I was in Ghana at some AU function, and there were these guys who were seated on the panel. I posed the question, and after my question, one of the professors was on the panel, then came on the sidelines and said, "You know what? Your question prompted me to say stuff that I was battling to keep inside." But he was arguing to say that certain things that we have adopted do not apply.
Yeah.
Even getting into politics, you were saying even the democracy that we have adopted.
It's not for us.
It's not for us. We cannot change lead. Okay, let me not get into that.
That is true.
But we cannot because there's no, because my question my question was coming from a business perspective to say we don't have continuity when it comes even to policies. Today I'm Ralph as president. After 4 years,
tomorrow someone is changing.
After 4 years, and then I have my team. Jerry comes in
and say, this team get away.
I have a new. There's no continuity,
because someone cannot finish. You cannot finish something in 10 years.
In 10 years, we can't. So that also affects our businesses, and lack of capital. There are certain economies, having, if you run a business in two different, you understand these things. You understand
it perfectly.
You realize, so these things can actually happen.
You're surprised.
Getting
to Zambia, you notice that, money is the same.
Yes.
In the phone, bank and cash.
It's the same.
So there's no
the same
for
rate.
me to keep cash.
So you see, so those are some of the things that would, so our economies, they're not friendly.
Now
they're not business friendly. And then internally, I think also the information that we consume, at times is not proper. you want to read Zig Ziglar and not read Jerry.
You want to read Araf, you want to read Brian Tracy.
But Zig Ziglar will tell you that I was so broke, I was staying in my car.
And having a car.
Having a car is not broke. It's not.
You're saying like Steve Harvey saying I was putting clothes in my boot.
Yes.
And you had fuel.
Yes, and you had fuel. you have a boot, a car. So the stuff also that we're learning, we're not learning how business is supposed to be operated
in Africa.
In Africa.
In Africa, not in Europe.
No, not in Europe.
Like I noticed that one of I've read most of his books. I think, if not everything, I've read Robert Kiyosaki was in him.
Yeah.
So I still remember when he was asked the question. So he was busy saying, his 4 quadrants.
Yes.
Employment, you move from employment, you're now self-employed, business owner, and investment. So I was trying to explain that you can be a business owner, then you start investing in stock exchange, you invest in this. And the guy said, which stock exchange am I going to be investing?
Exactly.
Because most of the people, they were killed in 2008 because of stock exchange. And to him, in the States, when I invest in stock exchange, it's safe.
It's safe.
It's an investment. But here, people were hit in 2008, people were hit in 2018. So that is the question he was now being asked. But you see, he doesn't know about the Zimbabwean economy. So he couldn't answer that. It took people who were in the crowd for them to help him answer.
We try to apply principles that do not work within our space. I've realized, like I mentioned, here much of our business is cash based.
Exactly.
Whether
we are bootstrapping.
Whether we are dealing with companies or individuals, most of it is cash based. And then in another space, it's totally different. No one handles cash whatsoever. No one handles cash. Because it's not safe.
Not even safe, but you go with cash in that.
But now you have that, so you have to understand how business. When we got into South Africa, when I realized the way we're doing business is totally different, and I had to
adjust,
flash my mind to say, okay, I have to
even the profits.
I have to carry even the profits.
Yeah, because here we are used 50% or more profits. Now we are now playing in an economy where 10% and 20% is okay.
Is okay. So I had to say, you know what? If I'm in South Africa, I have to put on my South African head and think South African.
You come back here.
I come back. I have to think Zimbabwean. So that's the other thing. We do not understand our environments to much detail to say what works here, what doesn't work here. Yes, we can listen. I would recommend learn from the people who are on the ground, who are doing the things on the ground. That's basically
okay. We cannot close this podcast without talking about this book. Unlock Your Why. A guide to discovering and living a purpose-driven life. Tell us, what's there? What can we expect from this book? Because I want my audience to also buy this book. It's only for $20. You can get it directly from him. You can also get it in our bookstores. What were you thinking, and why should people get this book? Because people, they want to unlock. People, they don't know their why. That's why I see today they're a builder, tomorrow they're a mechanic, tomorrow they're a pastor. The same pastor is now a musician. So like in Zimbabwe, there's too much kungwava.
Yes.
Potatoes in the sake, they come. You are jumping out of potatoes. Ruta comes. Right now, people are runners.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Over the years, I've been speaking, researching, reading, studying, teaching on purpose for over a decade now. I think close to 15 years now. So, in that journey, I've discovered there are about 3 types of people. One is a group of people who know their purpose and they are living it. That's a very good group. Then there are those who know their purpose, but they are not living it.
Okay.
Maybe because they are scared.
They're scared.
They think, because people confuse your career and your purpose. So they're scared to say maybe I'll not make money or I'll not thrive or I'll not do that. And then the last one is a group which doesn't have
even
any
know.
clue whatsoever. They don't have any
Whatever
clue.
comes.
So I get to speak to all those three groups, because even if you are living, and you're living your purpose, there are certain challenges that you also face. So I sat down with quite a number of people, trying to just learn from their experiences. So if you are living your purpose, you will find yourself in the book. From the different experiences that people have gone through, you will realize, no, I'm not alone. There's a there's a certain level of calmness that comes by knowing that you're not the one moving in this road, and you can then learn from other people's experiences. If you are part of the group of people who know and they're not doing anything about it, now this book will come as a jumpstart. It will propel you to catapult you rather from that stage of
where you don't know what you're doing,
when you're not so confident about it, and because it's all about getting fulfilled in life.
To say if I die today, am I going to say I've done my purpose?
Exactly. Have I lived my life?
Exactly. Have I done what I was supposed to do here on earth?
Yeah. So this book basically is, like I said, it's a guide to discover and a purpose-driven life. Right. It will help you. It will help you to discover, and it will help you to live. To continuously live in your purpose, because there are many other people who are out there who end up frustrated with life. They're frustrated with a lot of things, and they can't realize, they can't pinpoint. They can't pinpoint to say, what is really my problem? I've done this, but there are certain things. If you live in your purpose, that's an area where you thrive, where you don't try. I've seen you doing whatever that you're doing. You don't try. Even this podcast, you just say, let's sit, let's talk, and then that's it. It's for someone, and
some people with the right
for someone, when you're a speaker, I've realized this, and it took me a while to notice this. When you are in your element, you think and expect it to be easy.
Exactly.
For everyone else.
Exactly.
So if someone is not delivering the way, you're like, hey, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But no, they are not wired to be like that.
To be like you,
yeah. So even understanding your purpose, unlocking your why, will also help you in your interpersonal relationships, because there are certain things that you will not expect of someone. How you deal with people. This book will also help you, because you need to be emotionally intelligent. The research that I was doing a couple of some time ago, they were saying your success in any space, in the business space, corporate space, 80% of it is your emotional intelligence, and 20% is what you learned in school. So what you are learning in school will contribute to 20% of your success. How you go up the ladder. The reasoning is. My simple definition of emotional intelligence is how you know yourself and how best to relate with others. How you know yourself and how best you relate with others. So you can be very good with numbers, but you don't know how to relate with people.
Exactly.
You will not succeed. You will not go up the ladder.
No relationships.
Yeah. So this book also will help you not only understand yourself, but also how to understand, if I meet Jerry, no, Jerry is this kind of a person. So I need to deal with him in this manner. She's this kind of, I need to deal with, because a joke that will have Jerry laugh is not a joke that will make Ralph laugh.
Exactly.
So you have to be that. So this book will also help you even in your interpersonal relationships.
Wow. Yeah. I think this was even a parting shot to our viewers. You see, there's a problem when you bring speakers together and authors together. Sometimes we need a day to speak about, all these things. Yes, but it has been an honor. Thank you for gracing our podcast. I think most of the people are going to learn from your story, which is so inspiring. I've also learned a lot from the book, and I think I'm going to enjoy this book. I'll devour it, because I've done 90 books so far this year. Wow. This one definitely is going to be my 91st.
When I grow up, I want to be like
because this year when it was starting, I just said I want to target 100 books.
Wow.
So this one is going to be the next one. And we need to read.
Yeah, we need
If
to
you
expand our
can't read, if you can't learn from people like Warren Buffett,
Mm-hmm.
at 95 years, is $150 billion worth, but he's still reading.
He's still reading.
But we are young, but we are not even reading. So
Mm.
we should keep on reading. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you, our viewers, for watching. And thank you for lending your ears and your eyes to us. Thank you so much. I hope you're going to enjoy this podcast. And remember to always subscribe and always share this podcast. You can comment. You can also criticize us where you think we are wrong. Feel free to criticize. We learn from each other. Thank you so much. Until next time, it's Jerry Nyazungu, the Chartered Vendor, out.